Island go.
Okay, basic island. Pass the turn. I believe this is 5 color. Tropical island, up the Beanstalk.
Go ahead. I should have looked over at what you were playing. What's going on? Yes.
Counterbalance is in. Alright, so both players have a 2-mana enchantment to start the game. Things are going well. Which card is better, Counterbalance or Up the Beanstalk?
Got me real good, like. Alright, that's it.
Alright, Brainstorm is in, Flooded Strand revealed. This is going to be a battle.
Yeah. I'm taking it seriously, but I do say
Beanstalk decks do have a variety of different mana values in the deck, but still, you know, you're relying on Ponder, Brainstorm stuff to progress in the game, and Force of Fill will be able to hit those with Counterbalance. All right, so fetching here and looking through the 2 different halves of the deck, trying to find something. This is a Yorion deck.
Just a Tundra then, yep.
Wow, what are we looking for? Okay, Tundra.
Okay. Prismatic.
Prismatic ending on Counterbalance. All right, Counterbalance and shot down. Good start to the game for Jacob, I would say. Beanstalk on the board, successfully removed Counterbalance. Successfully got a Brainstorm through Counterbalance. It's all going well. Looks like Phil is holding a Terminus. That's not going to do much likely for a while. Deduce, make a clue, draw a card.
Drop.
Yeah, I thought you were desperate looking for a little one.
Cast a punk. Yep.
Fish. Ooh, okay, I drew on my list. Like a good player.
These on top. Draw this one. Play this webcam. Yep. Good.
All right, so Force of Fill just making some land drops. Triumph of St. Catherine revealed. Beanstalk trigger. Force of Fill is aware of the existence of Triumph of St. Catherine, that's for sure. All right, 5 colors confirmed. Is that a Surge foil? Force of Fill cracks the clue, draws a card.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever played a Surge foil in a deck so far. Now I want to. Do we have any Surge foil players out there? Kafkaesque says Surge foils are indicators of top-tier competitors. Okay. Okay. Scott says for my tokens when I can. Yeah, Surge foil tokens. That's right. I don't think I have those either. I need to step my game up. I suck. Acolyth says I have a Surge foil Scarab Swarm out of necessity. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Yeah. I'm a Scarab Swarm fan. Hef says those Batman sleeves are gangster. Okay, first of all, Batman is not a gangster, so they can't be gangster.
For the combat. Leave that to 5. Cast Deduce. Okay. Miracle Trigger.
Okay, so a Terminus has been revealed. Miracle trigger on the stack. We're fetching here. Giant Professor Catherine is headed to the bottom.
Now pending on
Yeah, search foils look like some bling for sure.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Okay, looks like we had a slide off the table effect here. Maybe some brand new sleeves for Force of Fill. Hopefully all the cards have been saved. Looks like we're okay.
Sorry about that. You're good. I'm gonna just put this your in my hand. Okay.
I'll pass.
So we drew again?
I got it.
Atomic says, imagine using Yu-Gi-Oh cards as tokens instead of the actual tokens. Seems confusing. You know, Atomic, I've been yelling and screaming about that now for some time. And I deserve credit. Prismatic ending on Up the Beanstalk. So both players trying to prismatic ending each other's 2-mana enchantments off the battlefield. This is Phil's turn. Let's see if it resolves.
Sorry? It's return to hand. It's not.
Counterbalance was removed a little bit back. Now trying to get up the Beanstalk off the battlefield. Looks like Phil has forced back up.
Sorry, yeah.
I guess we do about it.
I didn't understand.
Yeah.
Cast light pitch. Cool. Trigger.
Leyline Binding in response. Trigger the beans. The draw off Beanstalk is fine. Leyline Binding only has one target, which is the clue. It will be sacrificed. And Up the Beanstalk is gone.
I play land, go ahead. I'm gonna fetch yours. Okay. Blue white surround.
Alright, so a sad Leyline Binding on the battlefield. Meticulous Archive. Gonna surveil. Kind of just cycled that Leyline Binding and forced Phil to crack the clue.
I'll put this plains in the graveyard. Oh, my turn. Yep.
so you are 12, you the mark.
Cast up.
Okay, another copy of Up the Beanstalk. Phil has interaction for it. It looks like Phil's holding a Force of Negation and a Force of Will.
Draw. Yep.
Alright, Up the Beanstalk is in.
Nice reinforcement.
I still have this comes out.
I'll take this guy.
Cracker.
I can cast.
I love the name. This is so random, but I love the name Misty Rainforest. I just like, I can feel it. It's just great. All right, Mystic Sanctuary, putting Prismatic Ending on top. Could potentially be a way to remove this Up the Beanstalk. Brainstorm. This Up the Beanstalk is under threat. Looks like Jacob's holding a copy of Loam, of Swords to Plowshares, which is not super good against Phil, and some number of them will likely be sided out. All right, Prismatic Ending goes back on top.
Yep.
And a successful removal of Up the Beanstalk. Pass the turn. So if you've been hanging out on stream with us for a while or watching our YouTube, you're aware that Phil has been playing Miracles for a while. And you're aware that this Polluted Delta can find another Mystic Sanctuary at any point. Here's Life from the Loam. Targeting Wasteland. Basic Plains. And a fetch, but it gets Force of Negation. Alright. Force of Negation is pretty good against Life from the Loam after all.
I didn't miss any life, right? I don't believe so. I have myself going to 17. Okay, cool.
Hey, Colorado.
I get 16 as well, I'm not sure. Off that last switch.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, life totals have been corrected. Phil is at 16. Basic Forest, interesting. Didn't expect that. What's Basic Forest doing in there? I don't know. Lorien revealed.
4. Resolve.
Where'd Urion go? Is Urion in hand now? I might have missed that happening. I guess it's in hand. Lorien revealed. All right, so Phil fills up the hand, passes the turn.
Yeah.
All right, a third copy of Up the Beanstalk. Phil's gonna fetch.
I'm gonna cancel.
Another Mystic Sanctuary.
Third Mystic Sanctuary.
Yeah, Basic Forest for pick your poison for Blood Moon, potentially. I mean, this is a Urion build, so an extra couple of land slots, maybe you just add Basic Forest at that point. Make it so Beanstalk can be cast and whatever. Life in the Loam as well.
Play Mystic Sanctuary. It's untapped, but I can't bring anything back.
Thinking about what to put on top with Mystic Sanctuary. Looks like Brainstorm is chosen. Force pitching Force.
Swing for 5.
Force of Phil arrives in the chat. Sorry, I'm slow. I don't think you've been playing slow.
I'm gonna
based? Yes. He's got a bunch of keywords.
Target.
Okay, Bowmaster in response to a Brainstorm. Phil will take a ping.
3 Boas in stack. All targeting units.
Yes.
Let's take
Good to resolve.
5.
Yes.
Just 5.
Yes, just 5. And you're good.
Good to resolve the Sanctuary.
Yes.
Okay, now Brainstorm goes back on top. This was all in response to the Mystic Sanctuary targeting. Here's Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, I don't think Phil really cares about that. It's not super important. Phil has a Swords, which could potentially remove this Bowmaster at some point. That is the Goblin Shaman.
Pass that affection your upkeep.
Swinging fights.
Pass and effects on your upkeep. Deduce. Draw a card, investigate. There's the clue, Terminus. Alright, that wipes the board of creatures. Fable of the Mirror Breaker will tick up to 2 after the draw, so we'll see if Jacob wants to throw away anything from hand. It looks like Jacob's holding a copy of Fourth Ear Lingus, which could be trouble. But Phil has a lot of counter magic in hand, I think, at this point. Or maybe not. Phil has... What is Phil holding? At least 1 copy of Swords. At least 1 Force of Will, I thought. Was there a misdamage with Bowmaster? I'm not sure. You two commenters, please rewind, fast forward, count for us. Fourth Ear Lingus X is 2.
Resolves.
Okay, it's going to resolve. So there's 2 Human Knights. One of them is getting swords. The other one is getting swords. Okay. Force of Negation on the second. Trying to become the monarch here.
4 cards. Okay. I take 2. Yeah. I'll become.
All right, so becoming the monarch successfully. Force of Negation on the second Swords of Plowshares. And now Jacob is the monarch, which could be trouble for Force of Phil.
I'm going to attempt to make 20 power.
Ooh, entreat the angels.
These are not big.
Take 3.
4 X plus 5.
Yeah, Swords of Plowshares should be exiled, that's true.
I'll pass it after that.
Retreat's going to resolve. 20 power on the board. That's pretty good.
I'll pay for Echo.
Okay, so Fable will turn into Reflections of Kiki Jiki.
This is the Monarch.
Just a 2/2 Human Knight. That was the Monarch token that just got moved.
Yeah,
Okay, so Acolyth thinks that the damage from Bowmaster was tracked. Leyline Binding. So Phil's tokens on the board are, at this point, 4/4/4 Flying Angels and a clue. The blue Yu-Gi-Oh card, I don't know what the Yu-Gi-Oh card is a clue. Here's Yurion. Could potentially blink 2 Leyline Bindings, which is pretty good. And the 4/5 will be able to block profitably against these Angels. Phil is at 8. Gotta force this Yurion. Yurion is force pitching Brainstorm.
Take 1. Go to 7.
I mean, if you're Jacob, you fight over this Yurion, right? Kind of need it to resolve if he has a way of protecting it. Nope, it's going to get countered. All right, Yurion counter. That was huge for Phil. Phil with 16 power on the board. One of the Angels gets swords. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, Phil pointing out the Monarch, helping out. So now Phil has 12 power on the board. Here's Counterbalance. And try and take the Monarch here. Jacob is tapped out, so it seems safe to attack with just 1. Phil will become the Monarch.
Away, pass a Monarch. Yep. For the combo. Good. Okay.
Phil with only 1 card in hand, has a clue. And is the Monarch. Has a Counterbalance. Reflections of Kiki Jiki is awake. This is going to be interesting. This is quite a game 1. Is everybody having fun? Is everybody bored? Because I'm having fun.
Play a land. Fetch. Yep. Put the 4th Earling is on top of my library. Okay.
Okay, Mystic Sanctuary. And Jacob has announced 4th Earlingus is going back on top of my library.
I'll show you mine here. So this puts the 4th on top. Yep.
Not sure why the Mystic Sanctuary is tapped. It should be... Okay, using it for mana. Counterbalance revealed on top. Ponder resolves. Try and draw this 4th Earlingus. And Phil with just 1 card in hand, it looks like, plus the clue.
I think a lot of decks online have that.
Big 4th Earlingus, potentially. Keeping up with mana.
It's also really good in depth passes, though. That's another thing. It's like insane.
Counterbalance is the top card of the deck. Phil does not have a way to find a Mystic Sanctuary at the moment. X is 5 for 4th Earlingus. Phil is at 11. No way Counterbalance is going to stop this. Phil thinking about blocking. Phil thinking about everything. Counterbalance is the top card of the deck, so that doesn't really help with the clue. Okay, top card of the deck is now Brainstorm. It looks like 4th Earlingus is going to resolve. So now there are 6 total 2/2 Human Knights with haste and trample or whatever. Plus Reflections of Kiki Jiki. It could potentially attack, I guess. Okay, so Phil blocking 2, so 5 2/2s are getting in. So it goes down to 1. Okay. It seems like Phil's scooping it up. Yep. All right, fourth year Lingus. Urion back in his spot waiting. Where's resetting the phone?
Oh.
Wait, that was a win for Phil? Oh, it's possible it was a win for Phil. If it was, I missed that. Oh crap, it was a win for Phil. Okay, it was a win for Phil. My bad.
I have called.
Okay, so he did go to 1. He went to 1 and then attacked for 12. Okay. Fair enough. My bad. It just looked like Jacob cleared the yeah, I guess Jacob cleared the cards off the board first. Yeah, okay. I hastily said that Phil lost, but Phil won. Good job, Phil.
Good.
So fourth inning is not game winning after all. Yeah, there were 2 blockers plus 10 damage came in. Phil was at 11. That makes sense. Anyway.
Trigger.
When you cast a Beanstalk.
The Beanstalk looks like it's getting Force of Negation, pitching Brainstorm. It's countered. And it's exiled. Okay, here's a counterbalance. So Phil's 2-mana enchantment resolves. Oh, let me fix the score. Phil's actually up a game. If you just joined us, we mistakenly thought Phil lost game 1, but Phil won game 1.
I'll try to cast
Light from the Loam. Brainstorm revealed, resolves, play the Flood Strand, pass.
So it'll mill 3.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll mill 3 over and over.
Okay. Island Cycling, Lorien revealed.
I was just target to
0, yeah, so I can just do it over.
okay, 3 at a time.
Yeah, Phil's cards are altars, not proxies. No proxies to the events. These events are sanctioned.
I'll fetch an answer.
Counterbalance remains on the battlefield to protect Phil a bit. Flooded Strand getting cracked here on end step. There's a Thundering Falls. All right, so Cervelle.
Yeah. Then I got one. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I lost.
Okay.
Okay, Leyline Binding into the graveyard. Leyline Binding could have been a way to get rid of counterbalance. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's a weird combo. Yeah, if you can kill this guy, then I can't do it.
3 mana. Uro. Okay.
If I needed a triple monster before your... Yeah, the same.
If you kill it, I'll...
Okay. Uro goes to the graveyard. Pass the turn. So 3 other cards in the graveyard right now for Uro. Urion still in the companion zone. Phil just making land drops. Looks like Phil's holding a Lorien Revealed, a Brainstorm, maybe Terminus?
I forgot.
But yeah, like a push or something. Yeah.
Phil has Mystic Sanctuary, plays online with Flooded Strand.
This deck, never...
Sometimes you'll see Phil crack a fetch, put a number on top for counterbalance.
Yeah. For you, it's fine.
Yeah.
Mank says no cephalid breakfast for today. We did have it in a poll earlier. Twitch chat does vote round by round which matches we will watch, but breakfast not very popular at the moment. Here's Meticulous Archive. Will that change after MH3? Will we see more breakfast with Nadu the breakfast bird? I don't know. Could be exciting. Anytime my opponent mills their whole deck and then casts Thassa's Oracle, I'm just like, what a wild, exciting ride that was. That was great. Right, everybody? A lot of fun. All right, here's Brainstorm. I don't even know if I meant that or not. Sometimes I just say stuff. All right, Harry loves the deck. I didn't mean it, Harry. Harry's VIP around here.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna fetch first. Yeah, I'm not sure who would have priority there, actually. I should have acted first.
So if the counterbalance is still on the stack,
yeah,
I think I have to pass priority to I have to, like, if counterbalance goes on the stack, I have to go, like, resolve counterbalance.
Oh, then you respond. Gotcha.
So before that, I'm going to fetch.
Okay, so a fetch with counterbalance on the stack. I think we're going to see Phil do the Mystic Sanctuary thing here. I don't know if there's a 2 in the graveyard, though. I don't see one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you go.
If there is, I just didn't see it.
Target force negation.
Okay, so targeting Force of Negation. Could potentially just draw it here and cast it.
Still with this on the stack, right?
Okay, still with counterbalance on the stack. We're going to brainstorm. Haven't resolved the counterbalance trigger yet. If Phil could put a 2 on top, now it could just end this and up the Beanstalk on the stack. I don't know if a 2 was in hand. Okay, fetching. Counterbalance trigger still in the stack. Mystic Sanctuary.
And Tom?
2 is good. You got it.
There's a lot happening here.
I'm going to put Lorien Revealed on top. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, Lorien Revealed goes on top. That shuts off Force of Will on the Force of Negation that is getting hard cast. Maybe Jacob has a Pyroblast here, fetching.
And I'm going to 12 here. Putting a Bayou.
No Deduce on top. Going for Bayou. Maybe this is going to be Veil of Summer.
Three.
Okay, Veil of Summer trying to protect up the Beanstalk.
before, or do you?
Ooh, Phil has the Force of Will, pitching Lorien revealed on Veil of Summer. So it looks like as of right now, Force of Negation will successfully counter the up. That was quite a sequence there. Probably worth replaying that several hundred times. Study it. Lorien revealed. Draw 3. Phil taps out. Passes the turn. Leyland Binding. Counterbalance trigger. Pluto Delta. Alright, counterbalance locked down for now.
Yeah, it's got like a mysterious.
Yep.
Yeah, you got it.
Neither player with threats on the board right now, just fighting over resources for the most part in this game. Urion is in the companion zone still. We know Phil's finishers include Entreat the Angels. Jace the Mind Sculptor getting forced.
Cards left? No, sorry. What? Force pitch counterbalance? Okay, here we go. 14.
Force pitching counterbalance to protect Jace. Jace the Mind Sculptor will resolve. Phil will brainstorm. This could set up a few turns of Mystic Sanctuary shenanigans. If Phil finds thwart, I don't know how Jacob will recover. Here's up the Beanstalk. No counterbalance on the board right now. Force pitching deduce. 13. Shadow says, I just came in here after working on my deck for the league, running one Vexing Bauble and Teamer Delver, and playing Counterbalance and Power Balance in my main board. Super excited to see how that goes. Yeah, so our Webcam Legacy League and our Discord server, join our Discord if you're not in there yet, allows all the MH3 cards and any officially previewed cards as soon as they're officially previewed. So people are testing some stuff in there, and maybe a first look at the meta. I don't know. Consistently have people testing some new cards.
Hey, I'm playing with Marvel Live.
And everybody's welcome to spectate matches in our webcam league, which is neat too. You'll see the voice calls fill up with a few people sometimes, and it's fun. All right, here's Uro. It's on the stack at least. Let's see if it resolves. Looks like it will.
Green. Trigger.
Okay. Uro's resolving. A TTB ability resolving. Looks like Jacob's holding a copy of Swords to Plowshares. Not sure that's going to be super relevant, but maybe worry about Phil having Triumph of St. Catherine.
I'm gonna cast.
Yep, keep the.
Casting another Uro. Gonna keep the one that was not just cast from hand, of course. Basic Forest pass. Alright, Jace brainstorms. Looking for a way to beat Uro potentially here. Uro has 6 power. Phil is at 12. Jace at 3 loyalty. Are we attacking Phil or are we attacking Jace? We may find out. We may just have Uro get removed here. Okay, counterbalance is in. Now a ponder for Phil. Ponder shuffle. All right. Maybe try and find a way to get rid of Uro. It's not the end of the world, but found a swords apparently. Uro's gone. There is another Uro sitting in the graveyard though. I'm not sure how much is left for Uro to use to escape. I think there were only a few cards left, maybe 3 cards? I could be wrong. This has been a long game. And now counterbalance is on the board, which complicates things, especially next to Jace. Uh-oh, is this 4th Year Lingus? Counterbalance trigger. Jace revealed on top, alright. Mana value is 8. Force pitching Jace. 4th Year Lingus is countered.
Yeah.
Jason counterbalance beating the Uro and 4th Year Lingus. At least for now. The board looks very favored for Phil. Gonna refill here with Lorien revealed. Phil drawing a whole bunch of cards. Looks like Phil has a Force of Negation now.
Yeah, but it's exile now.
Feels like we've seen several copies of the Beanstalk. I mean, Lorien revealed. We've had several copies of Up the Beanstalk beaten in this match. Lorien revealed drawing Jacob some cards is pretty good. Can escape Uro now. Phil's top card is Force of Negation. So I think Uro is countered. Okay, maybe missed that. All right, Phil planned ahead for Uro, and it paid off. Unfortunately, the graveyard was emptied out a bit, but Uro is countered.
Yeah. Game 1, we played over 2
All right, so Jacob missed that play, maybe? Looks like Jacob's holding a copy of Solitude, which could be a way to attack Jace. Dredging Loam, 2 Triumph of St. Catherine, and a Ponder into the graveyard. Ouch! Ouch! All right. Loam.
I get to see those.
Thinking about Mystic Sanctuary here. Maybe try and get 4th Year Lingus back up and running. Lorien revealed.
Discard. Yeah, there. Yeah.
Okay, Force of Negation floating in hand this time rather than the top of the deck. It's countered. We'll see Phil brainstorm for a bit longer. Not safe to start Fate Sealing just yet. Passing with 7 cards in hand is Phil. So what number's on top of the deck? We don't know. We can guess it's 3. Phil knows about Uro. Didn't dredge this time. Leyline Binding. That could be a problem. Counterbalance trigger on the stack. Deduce. Draw a card, investigate. There's a clue. Reveals Terminus. Oh my god. Leyline Binding is countered. Nicely played by Force of Phil. Phil knew the top 2 cards of the deck. Oh boy.
What if I have a metamorph duel that like
This what you're feeling right now, folks, is the Force of Phil. That's what you're feeling.
Yep.
Jeez. All right, Mystic Sanctuary. Maybe looking to get Fourth Year Lingus back on top.
There you go.
It is placed on top of the library. Now a brainstorm. Top card of the deck is Terminus.
Trigger. Actually, two major monsters. And then I'll go search.
Someone whistling in the background? What is going on? All right, so Phil cracks this clue, draws Terminus, which could be a way to clear the board, but if Jacob becomes the Monarch, that could be a problem. Top card of the deck is Ponder, and it is countered. Now Urion.
Results.
Urion resolves. What happened to... Ah, I see. Okay, so Leyline Binding will release the counterbalance and choose Jace instead. Then a sword's fired off on Urion, so that's gone. And then also blows up with Wear Tear. Is it Wear or is it Tear? The Leyline Binding and Jace comes back. Now a Ponder. I believe it's Tear. Wow. Fate Seal Fourth Year Lingus to the bottom. Jeez. Don't mess with Force of Phil, folks. Counterbalance and Jace the crap out of you.
You got
All right, so Fourth Year Lingus ends up on the bottom of the deck after Mystic Sanctuary put it on top. Jace the Mind Sculptor Brainstorm. Jacob's still alive. This isn't over. The phone with the life totals is all slanted now. Everything's falling apart. Here's Solitude getting flashed in.
Yeah, it's on your end today.
My volume is sporadic? Like my voice volume? Pyroblast on Jace. I'm not super happy with the volume on this channel. There are a couple of factors. The audio, I should say. The audio on this channel. There are a couple of factors. Something I'd like to work on eventually, but appreciate it, Harry. All right, Brainstorm goes back on top. Pyroblast is countered by Counterbalance. Okay, Phil discards a Tundra to hand size. So Phil fully equipped, double Counterbalance and Jace the Mind Sculptor on the board. There is a Solitude which is still alive. It's going to attack Jace. Jace goes down to 2.
It's on draw? Yeah. Okay.
Game 3 of that, sorry.
Oh, it's just I lose? Oh, you draw a game, I draw lose. Okay, I got it.
Hard casting Terminus. That puts Solitude on the bottom.
Here we go.
Okay, Fate Seal. I didn't get to see the card. Maybe Twitch chat did, but it goes on the bottom. So it's gone. Prismatic Ending, targeting Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Blue-green. Counterbalance trigger? Okay.
Terminus reveal with Counterbalance, trigger number 1. X is 3, so Phil has to get a 4 on top. Force of Negation. Force of Negation back.
One card left?
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay, Force of Negation on Phil's side should be Exile, but... Okay, that's been pointed out, so it's fixed. Terminus, the top card of the deck, unlikely to miracle it here. And another copy of Jace. All right. Oh, man.
Off it too.
I didn't see that you were on reanimate.
Go ahead.
No, so I didn't board against it in a way that I probably should have. Because I should have brought that in, and I like left these in the sideboard. Yeah, I grabbed swords because I know swords is going to be good against you.
Okay, fate sealing has been happening. Jace's loyalty now up to 9. Discarding a Terminus to hand size. Phil doesn't need it. Now a fetch. 9 loyalty on Jace. I believe it's minus 12, the ultimate. Jace goes into 11. Looks like the top card has been left on top. A third copy of Counterbalance past the turn.
Fetch on my app.
Okay, so now a fetch will shuffle. Makes sense after your opponent leaves the card on top and you're a little bit behind. Let's shuffle, see something else.
Mono black? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Lorien revealed. 3 counterbalance triggers. First one, Terminus.
Because I play the blue and black, and I play with mono black.
Phil has all 4 Mystic Sanctuaries on the board right now.
Is that the only difference? Is there other stuff?
Force of Negation on Lorien revealed. It's exiled.
Yeah. Sure, and Dark Ritual too, I guess. Yeah, okay.
13 loyalty now for Jace.
And just getting the reanimate on Shield Grant's probably feels pretty good. Like, you don't need to target attacks.
I moved 2 times or 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
Phil gets it. GG's. Impressive.